Hey guys, it's been a while. I've been working on this video a long time. But before I get to that, hi there. My name's Gracie, and this is what happens when you watch one too many Wendigoon videos. And no, Camren wasn't real. But I loved it. I loved Camren. I loved Camren so much that I have actually explained Camren to multiple people at multiple occasions. I don't know how the ship between Fifth Harmony's Camila Cabello and Lauren Jauregui started, but the earliest Camren video I found was from December of 2012, the same year that they auditioned for XFactor. I'm going to assume that you know what Fifth Harmony is and who each of the members are, but here's a little refresher. From left to right, we've got Dinah, Camila, Ali, Normani, and Lauren. They met when they were teenagers and were placed in the same girl group that is called, as you know, Fifth Harmony. Some last little things to note. Camila would leave Fifth Harmony in 2016, and that is also the year that this story ends. This is just my understanding or belief about Camren, but the moment Camila leaves the group, Camren doesn't exist anymore. That's just an opinion of mine. A lot of people still ship Camren, and even more people remember it as something that shaped their early teen years. While researching, I found many posts talking about and remembering Camren, but also active fan accounts still making edits. My telling of Camren ends in 2016, but that does not mean there are no surviving Camren stans. Okay, so I have written this script about 3 times. I keep getting lost in the sauce, as they say. Camren is big and dense, and it's about little moments in the backgrounds of videos, the subtext, the glances. When you talk about Camren, you are not just talking about 2 women, you're talking about 2 women, 3 band members, exes, close friends, family members, other X Factors contestants, and a fandom of millions. You are talking about speculation. You are talking about real women who are just trying to move on with their lives. Camren is close to me, and it's close to thousands of other people. Camren is the reason I discovered my sexuality, and maybe it's the same for you. I couldn't do this chronologically. I tried, but the way Camren builds and builds and builds upon itself, it is just so dense. It's like a wedding cake, and I'm standing on top of it trying to burrow through, and it's kind of like an iceberg. I made an iceberg chart. Here it is. Yes, one layer is a different color because the iceberg goes from bright white and dark black in the exact same image, and it's very hard to make the text readable. Don't try to read what it says because I've organized it in a particular way, so if you stare at it too long, you do get spoilers. But this intro is already long enough. I just want to jump into this. I'm excited and nervous, but let's get started with the first stage of the iceberg, the sky. The sky consists of things that are foundational for Camren. These are things that might key someone into the idea that there was more going on between them. It begins with the word Cams. Cams is Lauren's nickname for Camila. In an early interview, Lauren says,
They call her Mila, I call her Cam.
I call her Mila. I call her Mila. I like Mila better.
Then Camila says something that's been interpreted as, because you're special to me. I'm not 100% sure that this is what Camila is saying. I think it could be what she's saying, but she speaks it so quietly that the microphone doesn't pick it up. Cams, however, would be Lauren's nickname for Camila for the rest of their time in Fifth Harmony. And honestly, when I think of Camila, I think of Cams. I think Lauren calls Camila Cams because they met before they were put in Fifth Harmony. They are also really similar and only a year apart in age. They also auditioned on the same day, and Camila said this about seeing Lauren for the first time.
Because I heard you singing from the booth, I was like, dang it, she can sing. And then I saw you behind me and I was like, dang it, she's pretty too.
Camila would also call Lauren Jauregui, and this is not a joke whatsoever. When I think of Lauren in my mind, I do not think of Lauren Jauregui, I think of Lauren Jauregui. They had a close friendship from the start. They both grew up in Miami from Cuban families, and they were about the same age. If Camren is nothing else, it was a loving friendship. Up next is Austin Mahone. You might recognize the name. He's a musician that toured with Fifth Harmony in 2014. He also dated Camila. Camila and Lauren have had many relationships over the years. Several of them are when they worked together at Fifth Harmony. Camila's relationship with Austin is notable because in a video they took on tour, Lauren appears to pull away from Camila and Austin when they begin to act romantic. This clip has been repeated in videos of Camren evidence, but it's sort of taken out of context from the original video. So this is the video, and we're going to talk about it. This is from Fifth Harmony's takeover of Austin's TV, where Austin and Fifth Harmony sing nursery rhymes, and I'm not joking, this is like one of the most annoying videos in the entire world. I've had to watch this video multiple times, and it's like, it's so annoying. I do not suggest you watch this video at all. Lauren and Normani are sitting on the back of a couch, and they reach their arms forward. A couple times in the video, you can actually see Lauren reaching forward between Austin and Camila 2 other times in the video. This specific circumstance, Lauren brings her hands forward and says, "And scene." And everyone keeps going, and she reaches her hands down and says, "Oh, you're just gonna keep," and scoots away from everyone before actually picking her hand back up to sing before a cut. This interview is normally seen as Lauren being jealous, and I promise if you want to see them being jealous and annoyed at each other, there are really good examples on the internet. There is also an interview in which Lauren talks about Austin and she publicly seemed to like him. This is part of the Camren speculation and taking out of context. Out of context clips are a lot of Camren evidence, and like I said, I loved Camren. I was a Camren shipper, but in making this video, I realized that there wasn't as much evidence as we created. Up next is Who is Your Celebrity Crush? I'm excited for this one. In a behind-the-scenes interview at XFactor, Fifth Harmony is asked who their celebrity crushes are, and Camila thinks about it for a second and said,
Lauren.
The girls hug and all after this. However, every other time they are asked this question, the look on Lauren's face is like hilarious. They get asked who's your celebrity crush or who's your man crush Monday and woman crush Wednesday. They get asked that excessively, but there's one really, really good example of an old Clever News interview where Camila is asked her celebrity crush and Lauren's face looks like this. I cannot. I can't. I literally look at Lauren's face. Look at it. I've watched this entire interview and there's a cut right before Camila answers the question, so I don't know what happened immediately beforehand. However, this is not Lauren's resting face. Lauren can have RBF, but this is Lauren looking at Camila in the same interview, and this look is not the same. There are other times the girls are asked what their celebrity crushes, however, none of them really cause Lauren to have this same reaction. There is one time where Camila's talking about her first kiss and Lauren looks annoyed, but I don't know. There's some speculation that Lauren was Camila's first kiss, which I actually don't know where it came from, but there is an interview where Fifth Harmony is asked, "Who are you going to be kissing under the mistletoe?" And Camila says this.
Who are you kissing under the mistletoe? Me! Oh, no. No. It just got awkward.
Planet Green Eyes is from an interview in which Camila says this about Lauren's green eyes.
All right, now we've got Lauren here from Planet Green Eyes attack you. Woohoo!
There isn't really much to this besides Lauren thinking of something on the fly to say about Lauren, and it just happened to be a comment on her green eyes. In the same interview, you can hear her say Normani is from Planet something before breaking down and laughing. I think it was just something that Camila thought of in the moment and just went along with it. Lauren is my favorite member of Fifth Harmony, though. I thought she was stunning, and when I was in high school, this short hair Lauren from like 2016 was, it was like, that was my favorite Lauren. I sort of hyperfixate on my hair, and I just thought Lauren had fantastic hair. The last thing in the sky is Captain Dinah. I honestly don't really completely understand this one, but shippers rallied around Dinah Jane as an advocate for Camren. I think this started in 2014 when someone DM'd Dinah and said, "Say hi if this is real," and she responded, "Hola." Dinah girl, you couldn't have known the consequences of your actions. People took this as Dinah confirming that Camren was real and invigorated the ship. From this moment on, Dinah Jane would become the fans' advocate to keep going. And she didn't even know it. She just was Captain Dinah. I don't know if she understood what saying hola would cause. There are many occasions of other celebrities mentioning that they like Camren or supporting it. B. Miller, who I mentioned earlier, was on the same season of X Factor and was asked if she supported Camren. B replied that they are like her moms, and so of course she supports Camren. Camren wasn't the fandom's little secret. Camren shippers let themselves be known and were searching for answers. Layer 2 is real Camren evidence, the things that we would pour ourselves into and analyze for something that is seen and also unseen. The first two things are a joint pair. Lauren and Camila had the same rings and same bracelets. The rings they wore were something that they had on multiple occasions, and you can see Camila's really well in this photo where it's the Planet Green Eyes clip basically, and you can see Lauren's really clearly in this photo. They have never spoken about their rings, so I don't know much about them. I honestly don't even know if the other members of Fifth Harmony have the same rings. However, it is concrete evidence of the real friendship and connection they had. Their bracelets are something a little different. This is a photo of their bracelets. Thing is, I think these bracelets are hair ties. They look like those cheap flat hair ties. Like guys, there are angles of these bracelets and they are all black and they don't have any exact designs on them. I genuinely just think they're the flat hair ties. Lauren Jauregui also wore a thumb ring, and a thumb ring is a sign of bisexuality. I don't know if Lauren knows this or if it's like a hard and fast rule, but it allowed fans to speculate on Lauren's sexuality. When I learned that a thumb ring was a sign of bisexuality, I actually really wanted a thumb ring, and it was just, I don't know, Lauren affected me all the way back then in high school. As we're getting deeper into this iceberg, I am getting more excited. You'll learn that my feelings on Camren are really complicated these days, but I was very passionate about it, and I wasn't joking when I said I've explained this to multiple people, and this is always something I bring up. The next section in the iceberg is a sentence. Have you heard of Camren? Fifth Harmony have been asked about Camren on at least 2 occasions. As far as I can tell, the first interview in which they were asked was 2013 for Hollywire. The interviewer has talked to the group many times before and many times after this. However, I think she got a little bold and just asked them flat out about it.
You guys know who Camren is? All your fans always talk about.
Oh, yeah. It's like our relationship.
I think Camila answers really well. I don't know how they originally found out about Camren, but a year into their careers, they were well aware of its existence. There's actually an interview in which Lauren admits she's read Camren fanfic and that she didn't like it. I have actually read my fair share of Camren fanfiction, and the one that I liked the most was the Yellow series of books by Torches on Wattpad. I used to stay up really late and read it when I was young, like I'm sure many of you have. I've actually never read anything else on Wattpad that isn't Camren fanfiction. The other occasion they were asked about Camren was years later in their career, which I cannot find the original interview, but they were doing something like a Google interview where they get asked the most searched questions on the internet. Here's a little clip of it, and you can see Lauren's annoyance with the question.
Are Camila and Lauren dating?
No.
The next section on the iceberg is really broad because it literally just says iconic Camren moments. But this is the stuff I went feral for. This demands a set change. Also, it's Halloween, and I know that my board doesn't have anything on it, but it actually, you can't read it, but in really faded out ink, it says, "Why is my marker dead? I literally just bought you." And so I put a lucky cat there instead, and it's waving its little hand up and down. But this is the best I can do for Halloween. Sorry, guys. This is such a weird shot, isn't it? You're currently sitting on my bed. Just give me 1 second to pick up my laptop. You're currently sitting on my bed and propped up by a coffee mug, and I am sitting on my desk. But it's a weird shot. It's Halloween, and that's just, I don't know, I'm running out of walls in my bedroom. Nothing is going to stop us from talking about these iconic Camren moments. These are the moments that, even when taken into context, there is enough mystery and chemistry that a freshman in high school couldn't help but wonder. Camren's speculation began in 2012 when the girls were on XFactor, and during backstage interviews called Text, Tweet, and Telephone, Camila and Lauren shared several moments in which they showed their closeness. There's a lot of hugs, handholds, and arms around the shoulders. Two of the most repeated moments are in the moment in which Camila wraps her arm around Lauren's shoulder, and Lauren takes her hand and then rubs Camila's palm with her thumb. It is, in fact, the thumb rubbing for me. That's a horrible sentence. I did not realize how gross that was going to sound until I just read it out. That is exactly what my script says. That's disgusting. This moment stands out to me because it's so casual and intimate between the two of them. The longer Fifth Harmony exists, the more interviews in which the entire group is just very cold and mean to one another. But at the very beginning, they at least were friends and they cared about each other. Camila especially begins to act cold before she separates from Fifth Harmony. And man, I remember when Camila left, fans were so divided about that. I remember that there was going to be, like, a lot of fans created their own new Fifth Harmony symbol, and it was harmony and then a circle for the O, of course, and then with the 4 in it. And I just remember there was a lot of drama. I remember fan fictions that I was reading at the time stopped writing because Camila left the group, and so they were done, like they were over. I don't know. It was a wild time. Camila leaving the group really shook the entire Camren ship up. What a dark time that was. But we're not here to talk about the end. We are here to talk about a ship that is dead to me. Wow, that's dark too. I'm gonna not say that. What a dark time. We're not here to talk about the end though. We are here to speculate. The next text, tweet, and telephone moment you've already seen, and it was when Camila was asked, "Who's your celebrity crush?" and her answer was Lauren. However, another moment that really stands out to me from their X Factor days is when Lauren's doing an interview, and actually, you just watch this on your own.
Hi. What's up?
I just wanted to scare
You really scared the crap out of me. Thank you.
I was hoping for a bigger
doing an
reaction.
interview.
So, I can still scare you whenever I want.
Okay.
I can scare you whenever I want. Camila, you couldn't have known what this moment would cause. You couldn't know. You know, I've done a lot of talking, and we still got a lot to go over. Here is a compilation of my favorite Camren moments, and happy Halloween, guys. When I release this video, it's going to be like November the something, whatever 6 days from today is. And, you know, I had a good time. So I hope you had a good Halloween. Let's get back to our original location and enjoy this compilation.
I get
And Lauren.
intimidated with this many women in one room. You know?
Me too.
Orangutans are not very cute. Actually, I'm kidding. Don't discriminate. Ouch!
Oh my god,
Ow,
oh my
that hurts.
god.
How about you take your Eskimo suit off?
I can't.
Why?
I'm uncovered.
Oh, you what? You uncovered? Yeah. You're naked.
What?
Tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. We're going to Top Shop. That's Top Shop.
The next thing on the iceberg happened in 2014 when they were still on tour with Austin Mahone. Camila had a medical emergency day of performance and had to be rushed to the hospital. She was fine and quickly back to performing with everyone else. However, they would have to scramble and re-choreograph their entire routine day of. During their private rehearsals, fixing choreo, Lauren would become very emotional, and I'm going to let you watch it, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Normani walks around and blocks Lauren's view from being seen, and like that's friendship.
There's no way that I can sing all that. My voice is a shot.
No. Stop doubting yourself. You're really gonna do great.
Don't freak out. But today's like a bad day for me.
I know.
I need you to get tense. We're gonna get through it, okay? Like we always do.
I remember watching this and feeling so bad for Lauren. Lauren isn't seen in any post-show videos or photos of that night, and I can't tell you where she was, but I can tell you that she was emotional that day. In the clip, you can hear her say that this is just a bad day for her, and I think Camila's absence was just the cherry on top of a shitty day that Lauren had been having. When I was writing this, Casey Alonso came out with her video about Fifth Harmony, and yeah, they were messy as hell. I haven't watched it, but even before Camila left, they kind of fought and were kind of mean to each other sometimes. I mean, they cared for each other, but if you've ever heard post interviews about their experiences with Fifth Harmony, it was a crummy situation. I can't tell exactly where their public personas ended and their personalities began, but they cared for each other, but it was just a toxic situation. Okay, I'm getting sentimental, so let's get angry instead. This is a lyric from the Vamps song, I Found a Girl. Because I found a girl who's in love with a girl. She said that she's tried, but she's not into guys. Oh, why, tell me why did I fall for those eyes? She said I was nice, but she's not into guys. I'm going to give you two guesses about who this song is about. It's about Lauren. Guys, this is the closest I can get to a detective's board. You can read it, but shoot. I cover up Mahone when I'm standing. I don't care. I don't like Austin Mahone. I'll stand in front of him. Lauren and Brad from the Vamps dated for, I think it was April to December of 2014, which was actually the same year that Camila and Austin dated. I feel like Lauren's and Brad's relationship was less public than Camila and Mahone's. I think that fans knew that Lauren and Brad were dating, but I feel like until Brad confirms it, it was kind of a rumor. The thing about Camren's speculation is that even though they were publicly dating someone, the speculation didn't decrease. If anything, it kind of increased it, especially when Brad is asked in an interview, like, if he and Lauren are still dating, and he says, no, we're not dating anymore. And then his band member James says, we all had a bit of a go. This comment did not go well. Yeah, it did not. Little Mix fans and Fifth Harmony fans piled onto James and the Vamps and just told him, like, bro, don't say stuff like that. That's messed up. Camila tweeted out her response to the situation and said, the amount of sexism and immaturity is astounding. A man would treat a woman with respect and stick up for her when she's being disrespected. I actually still dislike the Vamps. My sister likes them, but I just can't listen to them because they disrespected Lauren. I don't know. I Found a Girl came out in 2015, and it did cause some speculation. Fans of Harmony latched onto its lyrics about falling in love with a girl with pretty eyes, and Lauren is a girl with pretty eyes. However, the speculation became true when the Vamps manager liked to tweet asking if the song was about Lauren. I know that the manager of the Vamps, not Brad or another band member, saying if the song was about Lauren doesn't make it 100% true, but I can say in hindsight that the song was definitely about Lauren. There was a lot of speculation about Lauren and Camila's sexualities, and there still kind of is about Camila in some aspects, but the song confirmed one thing for Camren shippers. Lauren was in love with a woman. Who that woman was, I don't know. Maybe it was Camila. Maybe it was someone else. With that cliffhanger, I think it's time to move on to the last bit of Camren evidence for layer 2 of the iceberg. Let's just rapid fire through this though, because this video was not meant to be this long. The first evidence is lip bites. We love a good lip bite. Camila in multiple interviews is seen messing with her lip, and oftentimes she does this while looking at Lauren. I cannot tell you what Camila is thinking, and if I'm honest, the only interviews I've ever seen Camila in are the ones when she's in Fifth Harmony, so I don't know if this is something she just idly does, like picking at your nails or, I don't know, tapping your foot. We thought she was flirting though. Actually, one of my favorite Camren edits is one that's called Who's the Biggest Flirt? And the creator did a really good job with it. It does have Cliff's Edge by Hayley Kiyoko playing in the background, which makes me laugh every time because I I really like Hayley Kiyoko. The second to last subject on this layer of the iceberg is tour bus, which is so ominous, but there's a video of Fifth Harmony's takeover of Awesomeness TV, which Allie is going around asking what movie they should watch. And there is some sus Cameron activity happening in the background of this video. People say that when Camila emerges from her bunk, you can see Lauren in the background. Her lips are red and she's holding the book upside down. This isn't enough to make the video infamous, though. In this video, you can hear some moaning in the background. I'm not joking. Just experience this along with me.
Here.
Do I know what's going on in this video? No, I don't. I saw a comment in this video that says, and for real, if you don't hear at least one moan during the whole video, you're making a fool of yourself, which is true. I hear it. I don't know what's happening, but after one moan, the girls pause and laugh, so I guess the noise, like, they could hear it while they were recording. I don't know. Camren felt like a puzzle we had to solve. Like, if we fit the pieces together right, the puzzle said, Camren is real. Another thing we had to solve was what happened in the elevator. This is a fan video of someone asking Camila and Lauren what happened in the elevator.
Lauren, what happened in the elevator? Say it! Camilla, what happened in the elevator?
And if I'm honest, I think this only created speculation because Lauren and Camila were asked at the same time. If it was Lauren and Dinah or Lauren and Normani or Camila and Allie, like, it wouldn't have meant anything. But I can't find the interview where they say this, but Camila has said that what happened in the elevator is that it was a long elevator ride and they took all their clothes off and put all their clothes back on by the time the doors open. I really can't remember where this interview is from, so I could be lying to you, but Camila herself had some problems fanning the Camren fire. I've already mentioned the celebrity crush thing, and when Camila said that she would be kissing Lauren under the mistletoe, and I wouldn't say that Camila slipped up, but I would say that she would often say things without realizing the implications. I've said this already, but they couldn't have known that their actions would be interpreted and ran with like we did. A great example of Camila saying something without realizing the implications is when she once said,
Lauren can be a mom sometimes too. Yeah.
And the puppy. And the puppy.
Yeah, you set that up.
No, I was trying to be like, I'm the child, but then I was like, I tried to make a joke and it just ended going downhill like it always does.
you can see her immediately regret it. And the best part of Camila saying stuff that maybe she shouldn't is that she immediately is like, oh shit, and then has to do some type of recovery. I remember Camila being the goofy one, and I think her saying stuff that she shouldn't might have been construed as, haha, isn't Camila so funny? She wasn't funny to us. She was laying breadcrumbs for us, and Dinah was guiding us, and Lauren was the oh my gosh, guys. We are in the third layer out of 5. I'm not joking. It took me like a week and a half to write that last section. It took me forever. I actually, while I was writing it though, I talked to my roommates about Fifth Harmony and about Camren, and it was really interesting to hear their other perspectives on the topic. I won't go much into what we talked about, but it did help contextualize how widespread Camren was and how many different opinions on it there were. With that said, let's jump into the big Camren evidence. I wouldn't say this stuff is more obscure, but it wasn't as heavily circulated in the Camren fandom. And get ready, because this part of the iceberg is a doozy. This layer of the iceberg begins with a joint pair and a joint pair. It begins with Tumblr and Twitter, but also Sun and Moon. We knew that Camila and Lauren had Tumblr accounts. I don't know how fans discovered that they had Tumblrs. Their handles were Sweet Disposition and Wake Me Up. I don't know if their accounts are still accurate because in 2022 I will not be making a Tumblr account to check. However, at the height of Camren's speculation, their accounts were very active. They would both make posts that expressed a romantic partner with female pronouns. These female pronouns made people believe that they were secretly tagging one another. Camila actually likes a post of Lauren pulling off her beanie, and the caption says, "If she can pull off her beanie, she can pull off my shirt." I understand where Camren came from. If that was the only Camren post that existed, people would be speculating. This shadow tagging would also happen on Twitter, where Lauren would tweet something and Camila would state something similar, or vice versa. A great example of this is when Lauren tweeted, "I need to learn Portuguese," and later that day Camila tweeted, "I love you" in Portuguese. I can't travel back in time to tell you what they were thinking, but I do have two theories about what happened here. First theory, they were touring in Brazil where they speak Portuguese, and if you are in many fandoms, you'll know that Brazilian fans can be passionate and are really numerous. They might have been in Brazil and sent out some messages to fans on Twitter. Second theory, they were just talking about Portuguese. I don't know, both women are bilingual in Spanish, and maybe they were just sitting in their room thinking about Brazil or talking about the language. I don't know. That theory holds a lot less water. I annoyingly can't find the date these tweets happened, so I can't backwards Google and tell you exactly where they were on the day. But the real lesson of the video is that everything is speculation. Things that maybe were innocent we speculated on, and things that maybe weren't innocent were speculated on. The next thing on the iceberg is kind of confusing, and honestly, I don't even understand it. Lauren makes this video where she is really young, about the age where she was auditioning on XFactor, or maybe even a little younger. She does one of those videos where you hold up note cards and expose something about yourself. This video has a strange amount of controversy, as well as a lot of Camren speculation. She was really young when she did this, so I won't assume ill intent, but I am going to do a dramatic reading. Hi, my name is Lauren. I was born into an amazing family. I have a lot of friends. A lot of people think I'm happy. But the truth is, I know I am. Sometimes I feel like no one understands. I'm actually a unicorn. It's hurtful when people call me a human. Like, seriously, what is that? Also, just to add to the embarrassment, I'm in love with a dragon. Mother will never approve. I've never told anyone any of this. I feel alone sometimes. So next time you call someone a human, think about me and how I know how it feels. By the way, this is all a very serious thing. No judgment. I'm not reading that. That was Thank You and Unicorn. Wink. So there's a lot going on here. Let me just read you the comments on the YouTube video. Lauren is hilarious, haha, but can we all appreciate how neat and amazing her handwriting is? I don't see this as a joke or whatever. I see it as a video with a double meaning. Her eyes are screaming for someone to understand what she's trying to say, especially when she holds up the card that says, "I'm actually a unicorn. I'm in love with a dragon. Mother will never approve." I don't know. I just read it as so much more from her eyes, like they're screaming for help. Human means heterosexual, unicorn means bisexual, dragon means gay/lesbian. You're welcome. You see, this is why I love her. She's so unique and fearless. Bless her. Unicorn means bisexual and Camila is a dragon. This means she's in love with Camila. This one is the last one I'm going to read, and it's from the caption of the actual video. And it says, "For everyone hating," and then in all caps it says, "Lauren was joking and she never meant to make fun of suicide." I don't know what to make of this. So this specific video is from 2012, 2013 from Lauren's Twitter. And I'm like, yeah, there's some queer subtext. Mother would never approve. And on the Urban Dictionary, it says something about how being a dragon is being bisexual. And there is some credence to this. Dragons are symbols in the LGBTQ community. But chronologically, Lauren wasn't accepting of her own sexuality and wouldn't come out for another 3 years as a bisexual woman. So, as a bisexual woman, I know that my sexuality expressed itself in ways that I didn't even understand when I was younger. So, I can't tell you about Lauren's experience, but I can tell you that this video caused a lot of Camren speculation. There's a lot of comments on the video explaining that Camila is the dragon, and that's why Lauren's mother would never approve of Lauren's relationship. Lauren would also respond to someone on Twitter when they asked, "Is Camila your dragon?" And she would say, "Duh," with a bunch of hearts. Furthermore, years after the video came out, when asked what Lauren's secret talent was, she would say that she was a unicorn. So she never forgot that the video existed. People assumed that this was about Camren, and they connected the dots, and those puzzle pieces said Camren is real. I don't know. I don't know. It feels like she was joking, but it feels like maybe it was real, but it feels like it couldn't have been real where she was in her life, but it feels like maybe it was real. I don't know. I I, I feel like she was 15, maybe 14, and you make stupid things when you're that age. I don't know. I'm going to move on to the next thing. If you have an explanation for this, tell me. I'd love to know. I love hearing what everyone else thinks about stuff. I just don't understand. I don't know, but I'd love to hear anything. Anyone who understands. Well, since the unicorn video mentions Lauren's mother, let's talk about that. There's a YouTube video where Lauren's mom is allegedly shouting at Camila and Lauren about holding hands on the street and how she's very upset about it. I will not pretend like this clip isn't taken out of context, so I'm gonna let you draw your own conclusion about what they're arguing about. Here's the clip. This happened in 2013. As you can tell, Lauren and Camila look very young. However, I think the person standing next to them might be Allie, so it would be weird that Lauren's mother would be having this conversation with Allie present, and never mind the two people who are standing behind the girls. This clip is taken from a YouTube video that is now taken down, so I don't know if there's a lot of context that we're missing. There was a moment where Lauren's mom turns and looks at the camera, and it kind of looks like Camila's like, "Hey, there's people watching, so let's move inside or let's move somewhere else." But I don't know. But wait, there's even more. A couple years later, Lauren's mom would be seen liking posts on Instagram related to Camren. She even posted this photo, which looks like Lauren and Camila with the caption, "Happy for you," and hashtag love wins. I'm going to debunk this before I convince myself that Camren is real again. So with Lauren's mom arguing about them holding hands, we already know that the original video is taken down, it's taken out of context, and we can't hear them, so it's probably not related to Camren at all. And then about Lauren's mom liking posts on Instagram related to Camren, most of the posts that she likes aren't explicitly romantic. They're mostly just, "Hey, this is a photo of my daughter and her friend." And what mom wouldn't like that? Lastly, the photo that Lauren's mom posts on her Instagram, I got that photo from a YouTube video, which would be in the description. If I mention a video outright, it'll be in the description just so you can watch it if you want context. But there's a comment on that video that says, "I particularly believe that the supposed photo of Lauren's mother posted is not real. It's more likely a fake. Why would Clara Jauregui expose her daughter like that with a Camren photo, knowing later it was going to create the biggest gossip?" I also translated this using Google Translate, so it might not be perfect. Then the creator of the video replied and said, "If you analyze the video, they don't look like Camila or Lauren. I wanted it to be real, but it's obviously fake." So once again, here's the photo the mom posted. The person on the left looks kind of like Camila, but the person on the right does not look at all like Lauren. If the creator of the video admits that it's fake, then I'll agree that it's fake and it's not Camila and Lauren at all. And with that, we're on the last two levels of the iceberg. We're doing it, people. I'm proud of us. Is it weird when I talk to the camera? Olivia, is this weird? That'll freak at least one person out. Okay, the penultimate level begins with a command. Delete all your pictures now. Around 2016, a Camren fan posted this photo on their Instagram. Something you might notice in this photo is that the two women are wearing the bracelets that Camila and Lauren wore that I called hair ties. And unlike the photo that Lauren's mom posted, I think this is real. They look a lot more like Camila and Lauren, or at least they look like Lauren. This is because delete all your pictures. The sun is coming around a cloud right now. It is so bright. This is because delete all your pictures is a DM that Lauren Jauregui sent to the person who posted it. I must admit that this photo could be doctored. However, I believe it's real because 2016 was the year that the Camren fandom would change forever. So here we are again at the backside of my door. And I've got some stuff to add to the web. You can already tell that I added Lauren's mom and just kind of moved Dinah over a little bit. But there is a new player coming into this mess. I am a little conflicted about talking about this relationship because it involves someone who isn't a celebrity nor a family member nor like an influencer or something like that. But it's really important that I include it. And so I'm going to keep this really focused on the people who are famous here and not as much on the girl who's just trying to live her life. Lossie was the ship name between Lauren Jauregui and her best friend Lucy. Lauren realized that she was in love with her best friend at 15, the same year she auditioned for XFactor. However, their relationship wouldn't become romantic until 2014 when Lauren was 18 years old. Oh, by the way, I got all this information from the podcast in La Sala, so if you want context and the entire story, go watch that. Lauren does an amazing job talking about Latinx pride, and it's actually a really great episode of the podcast. Since 2012, Lauren understood that she had a queer identity, and in 2015, their relationship would become romantic. Lauren and Lucy would date when in 2016, this photo would be posted by Lauren's aunt at her wedding. At first, the discourse started small. One fan shares it, then another fan shares it, then another fan shares it, then Perez Hilton shares it, and it's not small anymore. I honestly didn't know that this happened. I was 15 and moving away from my Fifth Harmony phase. I would still listen and love their final album, but I seriously didn't know that Perez Hilton straight up outed Lauren Jauregui like this. She didn't get a choice in her coming out. Lauren stated that she wasn't ready and doesn't blame her aunt, but she definitely blames Perez Hilton. We all blame him. Most of the comments on his tweet that are still up are just bashing him for outing Lauren and telling him to delete the post. I don't know. I only know who Perez Hilton is because of that one episode of Victorious. I literally thought people were just mispronouncing Paris Hilton for years. The point is that the world just turned completely upside down for Lauren, and she would have to decide what to do moving forward. Remember 2016? That year was a shit show, but I feel like somehow time and common sense hasn't existed since that year. That's the year Harambe died. That's the year we had an election where people voted for Harambe. And yet it feels like the people we vote for now are sometimes worse choices than a Western lowland gorilla. One of those people is this orange guy. Lauren Jauregui seemed to agree with me because exactly 1 week after getting outed, on November 18th, she pinned an open letter to Trump supporters in which she changed the narrative surrounding her and wrote these words. I am a bisexual Cuban American woman, and I am so proud of it. I am proud to be part of a community that only projects love and education and the support of one another. I am proud to be the granddaughter and daughter of immigrants who are brave enough to leave their homes and come to a whole new world with a different language and culture and immerse themselves fearlessly to start a better lives for themselves and their families. I am proud to be a woman, proud that the sex between my thighs provides a strength and resilience in me that only other women can feel, that my body curves in ways that allow me to create life within me, that my entire life is filled with adversity and doubt and people questioning my intelligence and on my artistic potential and my expression of myself and my virtue and honor because I am too much woman. I am proud that I get to prove them all wrong. I am proud that I have to work even harder for it. Lauren. Girl. Lauren, I don't remember you being outed, but I do remember this. I remember you standing up for what you believe in. We all have really different coming out stories. I don't remember the date of my coming out, but I watched the season finale of Sex Lives of College Girls on HBO, where Leighton comes out, and literally thought to myself, if Leighton can be gay, I can be gay too. It's not how I imagined my story would go, but no one's story includes them wanting to be outed. I understand how this experience was traumatizing to Lauren, but there was such a powerful outcry of love and support for her. I remember there was some backlash, and there's an interview in which Lauren explains that she was advised by the label to not come out because it could alienate fans. But honestly, fuck them. That was a lot. It was. A lot happened in that last level of the iceberg, and we didn't even talk about Camren at all. The funny thing is about the last level of the iceberg, is that the first part of it is called on-screen kisses, but since Lauren was dating a woman, a lot of these could be chopped up to Lauren possibly kissing Lucy and not Lauren kissing Camila. However, the last one will need a little arguing against. The first of 3 on-camera Camren kisses happens in the background of Dinah's Snapchat from around 2016, where you can see 2 people kissing. It could be 2 people kissing is the thing. It could not be 2 people kissing. I feel like Shane Madej, like, I believe you believe, I believe you believe. It could be 2 girls kissing, however, there's no way to know who these women are or who these people are. I don't know if Lauren was out to the other Fifth Harmony members, but it wouldn't surprise me. Lucy was seen backstage at Fifth Harmony concerts, and also apparently the Vamps knew that Lauren was in love with a woman. However, I think that Dinah deleted this video soon after because someone pointed it out, and it was just more work to leave the video up and let people speculate than just take it down and not deal with it. The next one is this pretty underwater photo in which a fan said that Lauren had DM'd them and told them to remove the post. That would make this another post that could go into the delete your pictures now category of the iceberg. But there isn't any surviving proof that Lauren DM'd someone, and honestly, I don't know who this picture is. It might be Lauren and Lucy, but it could be literally anyone else. They also have the hair ties around their wrists that Lauren and Camila had, so maybe that adds some more truth to the idea that it's Lauren and another person, but once again, I really think that they're just flat hair ties, and anyone can go buy those hair ties from Target. And now we're on the last on-screen kiss. I'm just gonna level with you here. I've been working on this video a month. I'm so tired. I would like to finish this video. So watch this last piece of Camren evidence, then come back and come get me, because I'll still be here. I'm going strong. I'm doing it. I'm up here, guys. So I think this video is circa 2016, and there is evidence that Camila was wearing a black hat, black sunglasses, and black clothes that day. So there is evidence that this is her. However, maybe it's just Lucy. Maybe it was all Lucy. Maybe it was Lucy all along. She organized this whole thing and made me make this video for a month. And Allie and AJ didn't do this to me, guys. Allie and AJ was easy. Oh my gosh. That means there's only one more thing left on the iceberg. I've already mentioned this last thing on the iceberg, and it's the podcast in La Sala. However, I've talked too much, so I'm going to hand the microphone to Lauren, and she's going to finish this out. I want her to tell you how Camren affected her personally.
This is going to be another controversial acknowledgement, but whatever. People thought Camila and I were into each other. And that made me so uncomfortable, like disgustingly uncomfortable, because I was queer, but she was not. And it made me feel like a predator, essentially, because
It's invasive.
it made me feel like a predator because of the type of clips people would put together and the type of stories people would write and the type of stuff. I was always the aggressor, and I was always the one turning her, and I was always the one who was like the masculine energy in the scenario. And it made me very uncomfortable because that's not how I identify. And I also did not have that connection with her. Camila and I were just very good friends at that time. You know what I'm saying? And we respected each other. When each other would talk, we would look at each other. We had love for each other, like genuine friendship. You know what I'm saying? So that actually made me so uncomfortable to the point where I to this day hyperanalyze every connection that I have with a girl, because I don't want to make them feel like I'm looking at them that way, because they're to this day convinced that was real. It was just so traumatizing for me. You know what I'm saying? That it was like, I just chose to ignore it at a certain point, because getting angry to them would mean that it was real and validate it more for them. So I was like, okay, then I can't get angry or defend myself, apparently, because then that just makes it more real. Like it really fucked with my head, you know? And I didn't see Camila that way. So it just made me uncomfortable that I could potentially be putting off that kind of vibe onto someone who I wasn't trying to do that with. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because that made me, like, again, it made me feel like a predator. To this day, I have an issue with that because of it.
Yeah.
Like, I have an issue flirting with girls because I'm like, I don't want them to think that I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Invade or like anything like that. So anyway, punto y aparte.
I can empathize with what she's saying. When I originally started this video, I didn't know this podcast existed, but when I found out how she felt, I almost abandoned the video. I felt convicted. I felt like I was adding to the trauma. I felt like shit. I felt like she was right. I felt like we made her the predator. Then I took a week and thought about it, and I realized Camren was a creation, just like Leighton from Sex Lives of College Girls was created. However, both affected me and inspired me to openly be the person I am today. I feel deeply for Lauren and understand the feeling of overanalyzing, hiding, and feeling like everyone hates you because who you are. But without Camren, I think I would have been more afraid to admit who I really was. Things like Camren and Way Hot made me wonder about myself and made me realize truths that I didn't realize existed. Lauren, you're never gonna see this video, but if you do, I'm sorry. My growth shouldn't have come from your trauma. There was no reason you should have been outed, and you were never the predator. If you're inclined to think that everything happens for a reason, Camren happened for a reason, and not just for me, but for everyone else who remembers it fondly and it helped them grow. I'm sorry for the pain that we caused you. Take care of yourself, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again.